Hi everyone, today I'm going to give you a few different tips that you can use in a multiple offer situation to make sure that you or your agent write the winning offer. So the first thing you want to do is pay cash if you can. A lot of the times seller will prefer cash offers for the simple fact that these are easier deals to close. The closings do happen faster and there's less contingency with those. Now I know it's easy to say not everybody can pay cash, but if you have the ability to, maybe it makes sense to spend that cash to buy the house and then pull your money back out later. The second one might seem a little obvious too, but if you absolutely love the house and you're tired of the search, simply offer more money. So if the seller, just as an example, is asking $200,000, maybe offer them 210, 220. Talk to your agent, but don't be afraid to go over asking, especially if it's going to be a home that you will spend the rest of your life in. The third tip that I have for you is to put a bigger earnest money deposit. A lot of the times people put 1 to 3%, but if you're serious about purchasing a house and you want to show your seriousness to the seller, then put up a bigger amount if you can, of course. Once again, the traditional in my area is about 1 to 3%, but if you can go higher than that, do it, and then show that you're serious and you want this house. The fourth tip is to remove contingencies. Now, what does this mean? This means that maybe you don't do a home inspection. While I don't recommend it, I think you should do a home inspection, but it depends on the condition of the house, things that you can potentially see. Maybe it makes sense for you to discuss with your realtor or with whoever else you're buying the property that, maybe forego the inspection on this property to make your offer more lucrative for the seller, and maybe they will accept it in the multiple offer situation. If you're not doing cash, for example, another thing you could do in terms of removing contingencies is to provide what's called an appraisal gap guarantee. So when you're financing your home, a lot of the times the bank will send out an appraiser to the property to make sure that whatever you're offering on the house, they want to make sure that the property is worth that money. So if you're offering over asking, sometimes the seller might be concerned that the bank will not, that the house will not appraise for that amount of money. So what you can do as the buyer to put the seller at ease is to say, seller, I'm going to provide you with an appraisal gap guarantee, which means that if the house does not appraise for the amount we specified in the contract, I will cover the difference with cash. So this kind of makes your offer almost on the same terms or almost as strong as a cash offer would be. Now the last tip, and save the best for last, so to say, but what you can do is write what's called an escalation clause. Now, what is an escalation clause? Escalation clause, you're kind of opening up all of your cards to the seller, but at the same time, you're being careful to not overbid on the house. So here's what I mean on writing an escalation clause. Essentially, you're gonna offer a set amount to the seller, and then you're gonna write in the offer that I'm going to beat any offer that you may get by an X amount of dollars up until a certain limit. So let's go over an example. If a house is for sale for $200,000, you can write in your contract, or your realtor can write in your contract that, hey seller, I'm gonna offer you 200, just like what you're asking, but in case you do get any other offers, I will beat those offers by $1,000 or $2,000, whatever amount you specify, up until, let's say, $220,000. Now, another stipulation you want to put in there is that they will need to provide you proof of a competing offer. So that is another tip for you that you could use to essentially try to offer over asking and try to stay safe without overbidding on the house. But at the same time, the seller will potentially know what is your absolute max that you're willing to pay for the house.